Hello, this video is about displaying a warning when you're in preview mode on Pro Tools. And what it does, it makes a big green stripe that follows your mouse around the screen. The mouse still operates as usual, you can do all of the usual things, but this green stripe follows you around just to let you know that you've got the preview switch on. Because we've all made those wonderful fader moves, made the most gorgeous sounding pass on a mix and realized we were in preview. And we can toggle it on and we can toggle it off. So on my system at least, it seems to work pretty smoothly, pretty quickly, no problems. I'm on an Intel, so I haven't tested it on any M series. Maybe someone can do that. So you'll need a few things in order to make this work. The first thing you'll need is Keyboard Maestro. Then you'll need my Keyboard Maestro macro. You will need to have 2 keys or MIDI triggers or whatever you like to trigger your macros with. You'll need to have 2 of those. So one will put you into preview and display the green band. And the second trigger, which needs to be a different button or a different keystroke or whatever you use to trigger, that second one will switch it off and take you out of preview. The other thing you will need is an app, and the app is free. It's called Overlays, and it's available in the App Store. And when you install Overlays, it doesn't appear on the dock. It only appears in the menu bar at the top, and this is the icon for Overlays. And what you can do in Overlays is decide how the band looks and appears. So you've got some options on transparency. You can go extreme if you want, and you can change the color. One thing I've noticed with overlays, the color only updates when you close the color window. So if you choose red, for example, it doesn't update immediately, but when you close this colors window, it will update to the new color. And the distance from mouse means you can have it above or below. Originally, this software was designed to help dyslexic people reading text. So you can have it above or below. I prefer it below. And I prefer it with green to match the preview button, and set the opacity where you want it. Maybe a bit less. You also need to customize in Pro Tools switching on preview mode. So what I suggest you do is set up your keyboard shortcuts, and if you search for preview in there, you can assign it to a key combination. I've just chosen a random one that's not being used. I'm not actually going to push that key combination. I'm going to fire it from a MIDI keyboard, which is going to run the macro, but you need to do this for the macro to work as well, because the macro is going to launch overlays and it's going to push this key for you in Pro Tools. So it does the 2 things. So you have to assign a key combination to preview mode. Once you've assigned a key combination that you're not using for something else, you've got Keyboard Maestro installed, you've got overlays installed, you've got my macro, then you're ready to go. And the preview mode on macro is very simple. It just activates the Overlays app, and it types my personal keystroke in Pro Tools to run preview mode, or to toggle preview mode, which is Command F11. So that macro will switch on preview mode and the green band, which is what you're seeing at the moment. And then I have another macro to switch it off, which is a little bit more involved. What that macro has to do is basically toggle you out of preview, but also it has to quit the Overlays app. This is the only way to toggle the green band on or off. So it activates Pro Tools, it runs a little Apple script, which is system events, it goes into overlay. I don't pretend to know how to code this. I copied and changed some code that I found on the Keyboard Maestro forums. There's a couple of little pauses which just make sure it runs smooth. You might be able to set those quicker. But essentially it quits the overlays app, activates Pro Tools, and toggles you out of preview mode. So you may be able to change that for SoundFlow or other ways of automating this. Okay, let's see it in action. So we're in playback. I'll go into preview mode. As expected, the fader is not doing anything. I mean, it's changing the volume level of the sound, but it's not recording automation. So we come out of preview mode with my second trigger. The green band disappears, we're out of preview, and we can go back to writing automation. Now the macro is not perfect, it's a little bit of a bodge job in order to get this functionality. So you might find with your particular system it doesn't operate exactly how you might want it to. So like anything with Keyboard Maestro, you might have to customize it a little bit, change the pause times. But so far in my testing it's been reasonably accurate. Occasionally it misfires and you find that you have the green band on the screen, but you can still toggle the preview on and off and the green band doesn't disappear. So it's not able to scan Pro Tools and understand that it's in preview mode. All it does is send an instruction and say, put the green band on the screen and go into preview. But then it doesn't get any feedback from Pro Tools to say that. So if that happens, you just want to put yourself in preview mode so you're not confused. And then when you come out of preview, it will behave as you expect. Likewise, if you use the mouse to click preview mode and then use the macro, it's going to toggle it off because again it doesn't know that it's already in preview. So if you use this workflow, really you have to stick to just using your macro triggers to go in and out of preview mode. If you use the buttons on an S6 or on your control service or your iPad, your Avid Control app, something like that, then it's going to get confused. So you either go with this method or you don't get the green band, basically. So it's not super flexible, but since Pro Tools is a bit of a closed system, this is the best way I could find to do something that might help you out, and me of course. So good luck with it. Any questions, reach out. Thank you. Bye bye.